It says you're live. The Philly Blue. Hey, y'all, hey. I know it's been a minute. I actually was gonna do this as a, upload, but it's just so much more easier to do it by a live. So I'm almost pretty sure I am completely out the algorithm. And I'm using my phone. So hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully. Hey, it's Billy Blue Hot in the house. Watch me. I'm trying to figure out. I'm a little rusty here on StreamYard. I'm definitely rusty using this by my phone. But I figured, let me just jump on real quick in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Also, let me know if my mic is not micing or my Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. I had to see how I wanted to do this. Okay, y'all. Let's get into this. Oopsies. Let's get into this story. This is I remember my pop would say, "It's not a story. It's your truth." He used to always say that. So let me just go ahead and jump right into it. I wanted to talk about domestic violence awareness, right? Uh, month. And of course, a lot of you who's been subscribed to me kind of know my my mom's story, but I've been saving her story for a documentary um in reference to domestic violence in general in our community and how it affects it and blah blah blah. But today is for me to tell my story. Well, my story time and how, I came out of it. Because what I want to reiterate is y'all do know domestic violence is not just physical, right? Yeah. So I'm going to tell my story really quickly before chunk it up. Or get back up, I should say. Domestic violence is not just physical abuse. Um, Mental abuse counts as well, okay? And I think I've touched on this topic before. What is reactive abuse, right? We'll get into that. Let me see if my intro will play. And good morning, Grand Rise. It is Saturday. I know I haven't been here on for quite some time. I just been kind of like busy with work, and you can't consume too much of this, y'all. You do know that, right? You cannot consume too much of this. It'll start to affect your spirit. So you gotta know when to stand back and take a step back. Like, let me log the fuck off. Let me log off for a minute or two or three. Because you can't consume this shit consistently. I don't know how some of y'all do it. God speak to you. Yeah, we gonna get into my story. This is my story time. My truth.
I recall all my power and all my energy back to me with divine care. Whoever, whatever is living off my light energy, run that back, get your own. I'm emotionally gifted, so I must guard that gift with wisdom and firmness. My openness is emotionally generous. I must be watchful. I'm seeing who are and aren't skilled to receive. I receive what others' blind spots are, teaching me about budgeting my energy and setting the boundaries. I have the right to tell people what they don't want to hear in the name of setting them boundaries. I also won't exhaust myself on people who ain't listening. I'm done with people pleasing and the attachment to make everyone happy with me. I won't share like how you.
All right, all right, all right. Yep, bro. Hey, James. Good to see you. I miss you all, not you, one. Okay? Mm-mm. Because if you follow me, you know, well, if you subscribe to my IG and stuff, or know me in real life yet, I've been fine. Just been working my ass off and hanging out with family. You know what I mean? Getting in touch with family again. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the story because what I want to talk about today is domestic violence and the other parts of it, right? Because it's not always um, physical abuse. So I wanted to tell my story. I put that I'm going to get into my story time and hopefully it's not really long. Again, like I said, I'm saving my mom's story for a documentary. That's my baby that I'm working on, and it won't be just about her, but it'll be about domestic abuse in general and how it affects us as a community. Um, she has a name, okay? All right, so we'll save her story for that documentary, but here's mine. Um, I got married at like 26, right? And my ex-husband, in retrospect, showed a lot of warning signs, right? And I also want to be clear, he never ever laid hands on me, but I hold firm to this day, he never laid hands on me because he was afraid of me. He's still afraid of me, but he was afraid of me. So he never laid hands on me. 'Cause he's like, I'm not going, like, he knows his ass is going to go to jail, right? So we had a very tumultuous marriage, okay? It was terrible. I mean, listen, y'all, listen. Even at the church, you know how you light the three candles, well, you light the one candle, they light the other candle, and you have the candle in the middle, right? And you put the candle together to make the big candle, you know, represent two flames becoming one. When I tell y'all that motherfucking candle, the big one in the middle, would not stay lit for shit. You hear me? Like it would not stay lit. We finally, someone on the side, one of my bridesmaids was like, "Can y'all turn that fan off? I think the fan is blowing it up, blowing it out." So they finally turned it off, and everybody was like, "That was a huge red flag." Like, bitch, right? No, you ain't supposed to be lighting that. You ain't lighting that big old candle. Y'all not supposed to be what? Child. So we finally got it to like, right? Ceremony going, that's a huge red flag. That's a huge fucking red flag. Okay. All right. Oh, I hit the knee. My bad. So yeah, that was a huge red flag right there. We had a very tumultuous, tumultuous. What's wrong with my words? It was a very difficult relationship, y'all. Okay. And all the red flags in retrospect was there. And again, like I said, he never laid hands. But I think what prevented him from laying hands was that he actually was afraid of me and my family. Okay. So, oh gosh, when I tell you, he was like, oh, I think joke is up. He was a narcissist, true and through. You hear me? Huge narcissist. And at the time, I didn't even know what was happening had a name. I didn't know what narcissistic abuse is or any, I didn't even know. So I would, I thought truly what was happening um, was maybe my mind was playing tricks on me, but what it was actually gaslighting that he would do, right? And I really truly struggle to understand if these people even have souls. You know what I mean? But I want to focus on the fact that it wasn't physical abuse; it was all mental abuse. He would do things to make me think I was crazy. Hell, at one point, I started thinking maybe I am bugging, maybe I'm tripping, right? But looking back, right, when I finally found out what a narcissist is, and I was completely blown away. You hear? I was blown away by that. I didn't know it was a thing. And then I was thinking back, and I'm like, he would get off like at 11 p.m. and I would consistently ask him when he would come home from work. I was like, listen, when you come home, I ain't begging you, please don't turn off don't turn on that hallway light. Don't turn it on because it would flash into the room. Now, mind you, my daughter was a baby and sleep was very precious. So I would be like, please don't turn on the hallway light because I kept the doors open, so I can see through to her room. And I'm like, please don't do it. Every goddamn night he would come home, he did it. And he did it, knowing that it was going to wake me up. So what would happen then? I would become, things would become a little foggy because I'm sleep deprived, right? He would do that shit consistently. But it was really to fuck with me. I didn't even know it was a thing, y'all. But yeah, not all domestic abuse is physical. It's mental too. Um, the gaslighting, the mind games, the future faking, like all of the signs, step by step. It was a hot ass mess, right? So at some particular point in this relationship, I said, all right, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this. This shit ain't normal. And um, you got me second guessing myself if I'm coming or going. I don't even know. He like took some kind of pleasure in that. Like to me, in my mind, I think he's like it kind of just made him feel better about himself, because I was way more accomplished than him, to be quite honest. Um, but then I found out this is just who he is, right? So at some point, I was like, I gotta get out of this. You know it's bad, right? You know it's bad when you pull up to your house. Now I didn't have that house since I had got out of college, way before I had met him, right? I had a house, you know, and in the whole nine, I had already, started laying the bricks in the foundation for myself. So you know it's bad when you pull up to your own house in the driveway, right? And you literally don't want to go inside. Home is supposed to be your safe haven, your peace. And it wasn't no longer that. It was just such a bad energy in there, man. And I would just have to pump myself up to go inside because I already knew he was in there, um, probably with a nasty ass attitude and his face all turned up. That's such an entitled motherfucker. Okay, so that part. Um, I wish I could remember the years, but I can't because everything is kind of like a blur from back then. But I wanted to talk about this because physical violence isn't the only violence. He definitely mentally abused me almost from the fucking start, okay? But with the love bombing phase and all that kind of stuff, you kind of got the rose lens glasses on. So somewhere in between there, I had decided I am done with this because I have a daughter and she's watching this, and there's no way I want her to think that any of this is normal. You know what I mean? Like seeing mommy cry or anxiety. It's a whole lot of things. And hi, Chunk, Grand Rise, Grand Rise. Hello. Oh, okay, bye bye. Okay, bye bye. Are you coming in? Or are you staying out? Okay. I can get you in a minute, okay? Ciao. He just peeped in the room and was like, huh, yeah, okay, bye. All right, so I'm gonna try to speed this up because now he's up. All right, so somewhere in between, right? I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm done, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a mom first, right? And I was a mom of a daughter, so it's like I can't do this. I don't want her to see or think that anything like this is normal because it's not. And I don't want her to settle for, a guy who who is physically abusing her and mentally abusing her, right? So we broke it off, or I broke it off, I should say, and I was just too through. I will say that almost from the start, since I had red flags and a bad feeling, um, I started to document everything. Everything I will find, I document. Shit, almost from the start. And Pooh, you sound horrible. Okay, let me wrap this up. Come on, you want to come up here with me for a minute? Come on. You sound stuffy and horrible. Child, Trump ain't been sick like this ever until he started school. Um, Come on, you coming up? Or you staying down? Come on. Huh? I can't understand you with that anymore. You want to what? Okay. Give me 1 second, all right? You could come with me. You want to come up here? Or you want? Because I want to hurry this story along. You don't care about my story. I'll be with you in a second. Go see what your sister's doing. Stay up. So I was like, nah, let me break it off, right? So we went our separate ways, and like I was saying, I was documenting things almost from the very beginning because what I didn't want to happen was, it was like a just in case kind of file, right? Um, I wanted to make it so, like, if we did separate or something like that, then he couldn't sue me for alimony or anything like that, right? So even when we separated, I made sure that he had a house, not far from my house. The damn houses was made almost exactly alike. Um, and I made sure, he would be close enough, to come visit his daughter and, do daddy duties and stuff like that. So, and also, I wanted to make sure, like if we ever had a divorce or whatever, you can't get me for alimony or anything else like that because Exhibit A through Z, okay? Recordings, videos, text messages, all kinds of shit. Like I just kept a record of things, which actually helped me in the end because when I was questioning myself in my own mind, is these things really happening? Are they not? Being able to go back and look at the actual evidence that I had gathered over the years or whatever. So anyway, when I filed for divorce or whatever, no, he didn't try to come after alimony because my lawyer had already made it, clear. Don't do this to yourself. Y'all just part, respectfully, and whatever you came with, that's what you're leaving with. So of course that means everything in my life stayed the same. There was no kind of financial hardship or anything like that at the time. Um, yeah, not at that time because we had already got hit with the financial crisis, the financial crash of '08. So anyway, I was like, I'm not going. The lawyer was like, just sign the papers, bro. Okay, she got a ton of shit. Just Don't even do it. So, you know, but before but before that even happened, um, hold on one second, y'all. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. All right, back it up. I'm trying to do this fast because my baby's up. So let me tell y'all, right? So we separated. We are legally separated. We are living our own separate lives. Um, I'm thinking we are co-parenting like a motherfucker. This is great. We are co-parenting. Everything is fine. You're doing you, I'm doing me. We're doing we when it came to the child. All right. Oh, kudos. I got this co-parenting thing down. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm thinking that we could be friends since we're raising a kid, right? Okay. Mm-mm. So with a ton of mental abuse, and was struggling with mental health and all kinds of shit like that, right? With all of that, right? I'm thinking we could be friends. This is gonna work out fine. Oh my gosh. Not realizing that because it wasn't physical abuse, what I experienced was traumatic, okay? Definitely traumatic. And I made this title because everything, and this is what I want to pull this story full circle. It only takes one night, 1 day, 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, and it can completely change the course of your entire life going forward. Well, that was one of these nights. So we were separated. I'm kicking it with the homie. He had a key. Now he had a key because he still had stuff in the garage. And at the time, I'm thinking, well, I don't mind that he has a key. He's still family. We're not together, but that's my family. Shit, you know what I mean? So on this particular day, he came and it kind of shocked me because of the time of the day it was. Well, excuse me, the night, because of the time of the night it was. So I can hear him come up through the back and the driveway and stuff and walking up the steps. And I'm sitting there with the homie, you know, I got my auntie upstairs, my daughter was upstairs. We watching a movie, kicking it. It's just a regular Saturday night. Now, mind you, this man has we already separated, going on about a ways. He didn't already had, a kid and stuff like that with someone else. And he had that established relationship with someone else. So this night completely confused the hell out of me, right? So he comes to the steps and he pokes his head in. Even if you were coming to check on your daughter or whatever, like you ain't no business poking your head in my room. Like that's weird. So um when he see me sitting there chilling, kicking, literally dead ass, just kicking it, he runs back down the steps, the third floor, the top. He runs back down the steps, and I can hear him go do 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 do, and then do 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 do, because he's going back down the other set of steps, back down through the basement, the garage, all of that. And then I'm thinking, oh, that was pretty dramatic. Thinking he was just gonna, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't believe you could just move on, and when you do, and if they see that you moved on, it's like a reality. Like, oh my god, this motherfucker has the audacity to move on. Okay, yeah. So, hey, so fight. Hey, Jaquan, ew, I missed you. Oh, I just happened to look down because I don't want to get distracted. I'm trying to be fast as I can. I'm already 25 minutes in. I'm speeding it up. This is the one night that could have changed the course of my life. Okay, so here we go. And I'm sitting there, homie sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck was that? What? So, all like before I even had a chance to go and lock the doors back, I hear do, 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 like him running. Like you could tell when I don't know, like a home invasion. It just has a different kind of energy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I for one know this nigga ain't got no gun. Okay, he ain't got no gun. I know that, right? And I'm like, I can hear him running back up the steps, but the homie I was with didn't know I had a gun, right? I got many, but he didn't know that I had a gun, and the gun was right, like in the cut beside me. So I hear him running up the steps. Dude, I'm like, this motherfucker got something. I don't know what he got, but he got something. So I took the gun and I put it to my side. The homie still ain't even see this because everything is happening at light speed, y'all. So he busts the door in like, pow, like out the movies, pow. And I look up. This motherfucker got a machete. Hey, y'all, when I tell you, I've never seen this kind of machete here on U.S. soil. Now, obviously, I'm sure they have them, but I haven't been in places where they were necessarily needed in the U.S., right? These are the machetes where you see those people climb up the trees when you're on vacation. You want some coconut? Okay, hold on. They climb up and get it, and they take it and they chop the head off, boop, and you can hear it. One of those kind of goddamn. Is that even called a machete? What is that called? A fucking sword. Okay, anyway. So he kicking the door. Bow! I'm like, motherfucker. And then when I see that goddamn machete go up, now mind y'all, this is after the situation with my mom. This is after the situation with my cousin, right? So we not only had one domestic violence fatality, we had two in my family. So if you think for any second I'm gonna be three, you got me fucked up. So when I seen that machete, he lifted that machete. That shit said, swing. You know, like when you're watching old kung fu movies and they do with the sword, they go, and it sings, sing, 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 sing. Forget my sound effects. But it's a fucking machete. It was sharp. Why? How? Anyway, so he pulls the machete up like, ah! And you can hear it go, sing. I'll never forget that sound. It was like zing. When I tell you, this motherfucker jumped from the door to like the bed like a fucking monkey, a spider monkey. He just jumped up so high. He said, bing, bing, like he's about to, this like some movie shit. Like he about to come down with the machete and cut heads. Like I'm just imagine that, okay? Somebody jumping like a goddamn spider monkey. I didn't even know he could jump that high. Anyway, he jumps up with the damn machete like, ah. So when he came down with it, that's when I pulled the gun and I put it to his head because I had already took the safety off. Um, and I put it to his head. Now the homie is there, right? This is the innocent party in all of this, okay? The homie is there. He didn't know I had a gun. So when he sees me pull out the gun and put it to his head. Yes, I put it to his head. And I told him, I said, drop the knife. I said, drop it right now. Fucking drop it. I'm telling you, drop it. Because at this particular point, at this juncture, um, he still had it in the air, right? So he puts his arm down. He puts it down, and then if you remember, I told y'all my aunt was there, right? So my aunt had kind of slid up beside it and took it because I'm still pointing the gun at his head. And at this particular point, he's on his knees. And because I'm like, drop the machete, drop it right now, and you drop. And I still got this gun pointed to his head. And so he attempts to try to like, he try to come, come back up. Mind you, everything is happening light speed, super, super, like super fast, okay? Light speed. So the homie is sitting here stuck, like, what the fuck? Because I'm here and I'm holding this gun to this man's head. And then he says, and when he went to reach up, he's like, just pull the fucking trigger. Just pull the fucking trigger. So I did. Yeah. I pulled the fucking trigger. And nothing happened. Now, mind y'all, I had cleaned that gun that same week. If this happened, like, it was like a Saturday or Sunday. Then it was like that Monday or Tuesday that I actually cleaned that gun. There's no reason why that gun should have jammed. So I pulled the trigger and it fucking jammed. And I was like, what the? And you could see whatever kind of humanity or soul he had left in him. I mean, whatever demonic shit was in him, right? That shit seemed like it left him for a second. Like, oh shit, gotta find a new host. Let me get the fuck on. This one is about to be done. Like that kind of thing. And I seen a glimmer of a human spirit in there. Just a little pinch, a little flinch. You know. So I cocked it again and I pulled it again. It fucking jammed. And he starts crying. He's like, oh my god, I can't believe you pulled the trigger on me. I can't believe you gonna kill me. Yes, nigga. Didn't I tell you I wasn't gonna be I was not gonna be the third person in my family to go out. You don't come up, you don't roll up on somebody who's experienced the kind of trauma I have and think that I'm a I'm playing with you or I'm gonna take any of that lightly. So up until that particular point, it was all mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's happening here in the story is what you call reactive abuse, right? I'm about to take this nigga's life because it is called reactive abuse. I was fed the fuck up, and now you coming into my home with a weapon that can clearly chop off heads. Okay. So the second time that the gun jammed, he started crying. He said, I can't believe you was really going to kill me. And then I was so mad in that moment. I just start, mind you, the homie is stuck, still stuck at this time. Like, what the fuck? He was just shook because I'm standing in between him and him with this gun. And so, anyway, I wound up, I was so mad at that gun jam because I really wanted to end him. Because to me, it was like the audacity, the mental abuse, the games, the gaslighting, all that narcissistic shit. And you still have the audacity, you still think that you have a right to me as a person. You still think that you have the privilege of being in my circle and having that kind of relationship with me, almost as if I was property. And that's kind of how like narcissists see you as property. So he was pretty like messed up about his property, quote unquote, going off of cold. How dare you entertain another man and have company and have a life, even though he's already moved on and established, a family with this other young lady or whatever. I wasn't supposed to do that because again, I'm quote unquote the property, right? So anyway, I took that gun in the back of the gun and I just started beating him over his head with it, right? By this time, homie didn't jump. He didn't went and ran because he went and ran to his car because he was getting his shit. He didn't even have time. He ain't had time because I had already started busting my ex husband in the head with this fucking gun because it jammed twice. But think about this for a second. Would I have gotten off for it? Yeah, eventually. But that wasn't going to save me, from initially probably getting locked up and going through court and things of that nature because we had witnesses. And, he came into my home with a weapon, right? So I started hitting him over the head with the gun. In some way, somehow, he considered himself the victim at this point. Are you kidding me? And I black out. I just completely black out. I don't know what these other people be talking about when they black out and they still be talking to y'all and having a whole, they be having stories and still holding panels talking about they blackout. No, this was a blackout because I really didn't remember none of the shit that came afterwards. I'm just gonna tell you verbatim what my aunt said. She said I started picking up everything that I could find after beating him over the head with the gun, and he's trying to get away from me. Now, mind you, this is the same man who just pulled the machete out on me. Now he's trying to play victim and trying to get away from me. I thought you wanted to tango. I thought we was getting ready to dance, bruh. So, because I blacked out. My auntie was like, "You start picking up everything and you like any kind of artwork, paint off the wall, like paintings off the wall. I am smacking him over his fucking head with him. I'm taking a vase and I'm busting it up. Like it was a hot ass mess." So when I finally came back, because I stepped out my body, okay, I dead ass stepped out my body, right? I can laugh about this now, but the shit was not funny then, okay. So when I came back around and I came back into my body, right? I know this is like nothing but it's a whole bunch of blood just going down the steps. Blood, child. Oh my God, it's a mess. Glass was everywhere. Glass was everywhere. So hold on, let me take a sip of this coffee. The whole point of this live is me talking about what is reactive abuse because sometimes what you're not looking at is always the full picture. A person can be fucked with and messed with, you know what I mean, mentally. And then when they snap, you know what I'm saying? Now you looking like the crazy person that they trying to paint you out to be anyway. That's reactive abuse, y'all. That's the part where you see a narcissist turn on the camera, right? When you're flipping out, like, oh my God, why is she doing that? What what's her problem? It completely leaving out the fact that you just had a machete, right? So and that was it. That was it. Like he ran out the house, y'all. He ain't never been back in that house. Because in his eyes, he was like, I can't believe she really pulled that trigger. I'm telling you, either it was my ancestors or his. Somebody intervened because that motherfucker jammed twice. Because I was hell bent on taking his life. You hear me? So he leaves, and as the homie was trying to come, come back, all these cops come rushing up. Oh my God, it was just so much stuff going on. Nobody in the house called the cops. Actually, it was the neighbors, I guess. And the cops was like, "Is everything okay in here?" And my aunt or then by this time the ex-husband been gone. Okay, he gone to yonder. I don't even know what his bruises was looking like. Didn't even care. All I know is my upstairs was trash, apparently by me. Okay, and you say allegedly by me. I'm laughing because this shit is crazy to me now. Upstairs is a hot ass mess. And the cops come, and the cops is like, "Hey, is everything okay in here?" And my aunt told him smooth. Yeah, everything's fine, They just had an argument. No big deal. Everybody's fine. Everybody's great. Cops ain't never say, let me come in and see, let me check. Thank goodness, because good Lord. The, mm, the upstairs told a story, and the upstairs you could think it was something in the trunk. Okay. Anyway, so she smooth some. Oh no, everything's fine. So he got banged up and bruised up, but I hate that it had to get to that point. because instead of going with my gut and intuition and not and being ignorant to what narcissism is, and at a certain point, psychopathy. You know what I mean? As a whole, being kind of ignorant to that all. I didn't realize what was going on that whole time. And then everything clicked or whatever. But this is what I'm saying: be mindful of the people you choose to deal with, and your circles. It, don't always second guess your gut. You know what I mean? Your gut instincts is telling you these things for a reason. Pay attention to the signs from the love bombing to the gaslighting, the devaluation, and the cycle repeats. You know what I mean? It's just it's an insane way to live, and for the most part, I'm pretty chill. You know what I mean? I literally blacked out. Yo. I still don't have memory too much of what happened after I hit him in the head with the butt of the gun a couple times. That I really did check out. Um, so anyway, fast forward, it's like, okay, I can't co-parent with you. I can't be your friend. You know what I mean? I don't want to do happy co-parenting. Now we have to do this a certain different kind of way because you literally tried to unalive me. Okay, in the person, and he swear he was like, no, I was coming at him. No, you wasn't. You was coming at both. The way that damn thing swung up in the air, that shit could have took off both our heads. Swing. Okay. Mm-mm. 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 We're not playing these games. We're not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this. And that's where we were then. And even to this day, I keep it very short, simple, and to the point. That's it. That's all. I just want you guys to be aware that one night, 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour can change the course of your life. And again, like I said, I don't know what powers that be stepped in because there is no way that gun should have jammed, not once but twice. I don't know. Learn from this story, you all. So you don't have to get to that point because I think about what the other outcome would have been. Um, yeah. And it's unfortunate because that's one of the very few things I'm sorry that my daughter had to see. Because, of course, all that noise woke her up. And I remember her coming out and my aunt holding her because she sees me with this gun to her father's head. You know what I mean? That's one thing I wish she never saw. But here we are. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because I couldn't, back then versus now, I couldn't even fathom what was in store for me as my blessing until I actually took time um, to completely ask this person out of my life overall. See, sometimes you have to remove obstacles and situations. Oh shit, people and places and things. Okay, because they could be blocking your blessings. You know what I mean? Because I can tell you unequivocally when I finally decided, nah, we can't co-parent friendly or anything like that. We time out. We are done, my nigga. Like, no, 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 no. When I tell y'all all kinds of blessings start coming through for me, when I finally let it go, okay, I literally was like, I release you. I am releasing you. I am cutting soul ties, all of that shit. We're done. Now I nothing you. Sometimes we gotta remove people, places, and things because it's blocking your blessings. When I tell you he had the energy around is crazy. It's just disgusting, man. And as long as he was around, I wasn't gonna progress. I wasn't. So something crazy like that had to happen for me to go ahead and take the steps to completely ask them out of it, right? SoFi says, oh, let me do my B sector voice. SoFi says, on average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the U.S. There's more than 10 million men and women per year. Thanks for bringing attention to it, Philly. Absolutely. SoFi. That is one of oh, my thing is blinking. That is one of let me try to get this to work. Maybe it's okay. That's one of my passions, outside of my career is working with women and men, okay, against domestic violence. All right. I'm trying to establish a connection in my new environment so I can help out. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I just wanted to tell my side, my story, you know what I mean? As far as no, while it was not physical abuse, at least not up until that, would that be considered physical abuse? Shit, I don't know. I know it was reactive abuse on my part, okay. But yeah, I'm trying to establish connections, where I'm at now and see where I can fit in as far as in the community and establishing relationships here. So that's what I'm focusing on. As far as everything else, like I haven't really been around because I told you I got to be careful about consuming too much of this all the time. So I take huge long breaks from social media because it's not healthy to do this shit and listen to this shit all the time. But let me just bring it full circle here. If your gut is telling you something, don't um don't just brush it off. It's a red flag for a reason. You're getting those gut feelings for a reason. You know what I mean? In 1 minute, 1 second, 1 hour, one day can change. One night can change your whole entire fucking course of your life. Luckily for me, that night changed minds for the better without, going to jail and everything like that. Okay. Um, because that helped me realize that by me still having that person in my life in that way, it was blocking my blessings on my babies. When he got out the picture, all kind of doors and windows was opening up for me. Okay, it was a total 360. Y'all, I was like a size 1 or 2. I had went down to a size 1 or 2 at my worst with him. I'm a thick joint. I like being thick. So if y'all think my head look big now, okay, my head was super huge. I like a fucking human breast style. Okay, but let me the children's is up. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. But I just wanted to talk about, share my story and how I overcame it. There was a lot of therapy and everything else after that. I was already involved with domestic violence awareness, y'all. That whole time, I was already involved because of my mom's situation and my cousin's situation. I was already an advocate for domestic violence, and this shit was actually going on in my own home. And because it wasn't physical, I didn't really pay attention, even though I knew better. You know what I mean? It was mental. It was mental abuse. Listen, at the end of the day, peace and serenity is priceless. I suggest you don't take it for granted. And what I learned was in almost every situation, if it ain't, with my kids, I'm going to choose me. I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. Like, I'm choosing me. I'm going to get you before you get me. Like that kind of thing. Like, I'm always going to choose me. I'm going to pick me first. Okay? Pick me first when it comes to my peace and my serenity and my fucking sanity, man. That shit is priceless. Priceless. So don't let them fool you. If your gut and shit like that telling you something just because it ain't physical, don't mean that it ain't abuse, y'all. Run. I tell y'all, I even told the new wife, I said, listen, I wish somebody would give me a heads up. Yeah, I get it. That whole the British voice, the accent, the London, I know. Okay, and you see him the black man, and he wasn't bad looking, and then he, hello, how are you? It's like, oh shit, oh my god, hey, like, oh, where you from? Oh, you from it? Oh, you okay, black man? So I'm like, I know my girlfriend fell for it. I know you think you got a whole man over there, girl. I know you think you do, but you about to find out. You about to find out what you got in a minute, baby. Because I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone, sis. Toodles. Okay. But let me give you a warning. Let me give you a heads up. Because I wish I had a heads up. Okay. That motherfucker right there. That is a vampire. He is demonic, okay? You are sleeping with the enemy, honey. I'm telling you, you ain't get to know who he is just yet, but you're about to find out. Because I ain't there to fix his problems. I ain't gonna be there to help him put little boo boos and little band-aids on his boo boos and no. I'm going now. I'm really going. Now you about to find girlfriend. You about to see what you got on your hands now. And I said, I pray that you have a village, right? As strong as mine that's been through the fire with me, right? In this whole thing, in this whole situation. I pray, Miss Ma'am, right? Because you ain't winning no prize, god damn it. I assure you, he about to take you through hell. And did. I'm like, I'm giving you this heads up. You can take it or leave it. Now I know he got you thinking I'm the wicked witch of the West. Okay? Witch, yes, West, yes, but wicked, not so much. Okay? I'm like, I'm sure he got you thinking all kinds of shit about me, right? But I assure you, everything he's saying to you about me, he could be saying to somebody else about you. And I pray you got a village that's gonna hold you up through the struggles that you about to have. Okay? Because if you can't get no life force from me anymore, I didn't cut it off. You're done. You're gonna start taking all the life source from you now, Miss Mamas. You thought you had a whole grown ass man? Nope. uh-uh. That's a whole demon, sis. You about to find out. And I said, also, what I've come to find out is that he has a history of um domestic abuse, which I found to be fucking insane. How are you a domestic abuser and your wife is an advocate against domestic abuse? Your monkey ass is in the 5Ks domestic violence walk in Philly. You are running for the team. You are participating. And the whole time, this motherfucker had a history of violence. And now I never, of course, I ran a background check on him. I said, I'll be running background checks on all you motherfuckers, okay? So, uh, of course, this didn't happen in the US. His history of violence didn't happen in the US. So wasn't nothing coming up. His record is squeaky clean. I didn't get any indications or anything like that. But at the time when I had learned, what had happened, what had happened with, the kids. I told you with the kids I adopted with their mom who passed away in 2012, non-related. He wasn't there. Okay. But he liked to lay hands. I didn't know that, you know. And so I had told old girl, the new victim, I'm like, he has a history of violence. Now I'm saying he never got violent with me. He never hit me physically. Like he's never physically hit me. I said, but I can tell he doesn't fear you. He was always afraid of me. And I'm like, I hope you got some men in your family, a daddy, or something. You know what I'm saying? That'll at least make him have a second. Maybe I shouldn't touch her. I wouldn't hit her, but she thought I was bullshitting. And I was like, you call the cops on him right away, or you get yourself a gun because I'm telling you what you're about to experience is gonna be mind blowing. Okay, you ain't get a chance to meet the real him, but you are now, and that's basically what happened. And I said, my God, uh, Girl. And if you go through a family tragedy, prepare to deal with that shit on your own. He is going to add 100% to that tragedy, okay? He ain't gonna help you. He ain't gonna help heal you. He ain't gonna hold you. None of that shit. If anything, he gonna be mad at you because this whatever traumatic event in your life happened, okay? Because it's an inconvenience to him, right? All of this shit happened. All of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end it here. Trust your gut. Know the signs and get the fuck on. No, you cannot be friends with these kind of people. You can't do anything like that with them. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point. If y'all share kids, if y'all don't, then there is no reason for y'all to ever have communication again. Okay. And also be mindful that my girls, they took chunks, so that's good. Um, be mindful that your peace, your sanity. My mic just cut off. I hope y'all can still hear me. Your peace and your sanity is priceless, y'all. Anyway, if you like to donate in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, as I always tell y'all, um, Philadelphia Women Against Abuse, there is a button on their website that says donate, and then you can scroll down and it says donate in memory of. You can always put in Team Victoria because I am still Team Victoria to the day I die. Okay, so that's still something I heavily support, even though I'm not in that location anymore. If you ever thought about giving to me, give to them instead. Okay, y'all. You go right on that webpage, Philadelphia Women Against Abuse. Hit the button where it says you could donate. You can even donate like your old phones, all that kind of stuff like that. And hit the button that says in memory of. So that way they know it came from Team Victoria. Um, but yeah, know the signs, y'all. Know the signs and know that you're not alone and know that there is help, right? There's help out there. Anyway. What? Okay, I just looked down. My brother says, but you are a witch from what? That's what I said. I said I'm a witch. I said, yeah, the witch part is right. The lust is part, but I'm not wicked. That night I was, that was reactive abuse stuff. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm not even gonna make no promises, gated community. I miss y'all. I don't know when I'm coming back on, man. I've just been living my best life. Yeah, I don't know, just kicking it with my in real life shit, right? Kicking it and coming through, going through different things in my real life. Nothing in particular bad, but just focusing more, on my real life and having quality time with people in my real life. So I haven't really been around like that, and I just wanted to say, y'all be careful too. Taking in too much of this social media shit and this little red app right here, it should lead you to crazy town. I've seen it. Also, a heads up to all my spiritual folks. I'm seeing a lot of mental dis-ease across the board with folks who practice in the occult or spirituality, things like that. I'm seeing a lot of folks, and it's not I'm not just talking about, the young lady here uh on this app. I'm seeing it happen in real life too. People are losing their shit. Okay. So be mindful of that, right? Protect your energy, y'all. All right. That was a whole hour. Hey, I miss y'all. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I will be back. God willing, right? And until then, gated community, be good or not. Always be in for messy, never in for malicious. And I'm gonna get the fuck on. I'm gonna get on and start my day. The only thing missing now is this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Y'all stay sucker free. Peace.